He's approaching the 30s now, his 30th year, and
he is in the 30th. He's
in the 30s, yeah.
February.
And that means normally it's a long life in the court and worked so hard, I believe, to win the Beijing Olympic Games. And I'm not sure if we will see him in 2 years' time. Maybe we will, maybe not. But he is. There could be some wear and tear at times. And he hasn't played a lot during this team tournament. He played relatively well yesterday, although I thought that Yoshida more or less gave the game to him.
Let's just analyze the difference in styles. Quite obviously, the penholder grip on one side. One of the great exponents of the pen. Him together with Wang Hao, of course. They are, well, they are the benchmark, aren't they, of this discipline?
They are. They've pushed the penholder grip to a modern kind of grip by using both sides. Before you always used only one side for your backhand and forehand. Now they're very much to perfection, really using the other side as well in their opening shots and their top spins. And so he's an innovator of the penholder grip. He's unbelievable lethal if you cannot control his service, and you don't want to give him any balls rising over the table surface.
This peculiar serve from Ovchaov will start us away. Oh, lovely, lovely shot. Found the corner for 1-love in favour of Marlin, although Ovchaov will continue with his strange serve. He hides under the table. There's nowhere to hide, right in the focus and the spotlight of the world's attention right here, though. Get it.
But here comes in the good coaching, the game preparation, because you can see the Koreans were struggling yesterday with finding out, you know, where with the service, where will you put the return and so on. Here it's a different story because they have tons of videotape on Ovchaov. They've analyzed him. The players will know very much and remember also when he's putting that kind of position where to play the ball, and more important where to serve self, because Malin's first service was schoolbook tactics, down towards the forehand side. Ovchaov have a tendency to want to lean in with his backhand, and this is a part of his game that has to change, that one.
It was off the net and away. First blood, first point on the board to Germany. Ovchaov at 1-3 will serve again. And we'll see this very peculiar, oh no, it's actually doing another style here right now. What would you call that one? What's that style of serve?
Well, that's a little bit of the axe again, a little bit like Ding Ning, maybe servicing same kind of style, but he has so many serves, and sometimes I feel that Ovchaov is also, you know, maybe overusing his his innovations at times. He's losing track of.
Idiosyncratic. Oh, that was, I think it touched, did it?
Net out, maybe.
No. Okay, 4-2. Okay, strategy. What are we looking at here? Where is Marlin's weak area? He's not, obviously, we're not talking weak here. We're talking, you know, suspicious, just a little suspicion of a slight failing rather than weakness.
I always feel that when you play Malin, you really have to be able to, even though it's a dangerous shot, to put the ball short back on his forehand side, because if you play too much down to his backhand half, he's superior in really going around the corner and then punishing you with over the table attacks. That one there. And according to the grip, obviously this one is a good example, maybe where you have to work his backhand side. Obviously, Malin scores almost all its points with forehand, so this is a good, if you can really create that one there, then.
3-5. Ovchaov again hides from us for a while. Oh. Ah, missed it. Unforced error. He was in control of that rally. It's a great shot down the line, but I must say it was a great pickup by Marlin.
Very good. Got the ball up there, and then a little bit of an error, but he misjudged the length of that ball, and he would like to have that one back.
Never comfortable. And that was, in truth, it wasn't a great serve either.
No, he's trying to throw out everything now, and maybe he will find the rhythm in second or third game, but I don't think he will come back from a 3-7 down against Malin in an opening game like this. Service warning, which I like to see, by the way, because I believe that Malin is a great player, but it's also a very much a strong, what I call it, pushing the borders of what is legal in the game. Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned it last time, yesterday, I think. He felt that he doesn't take his left arm immediately away. He's almost hiding the ball. Let's have a look at it. Whatever, it's very effective.
It's a good example, actually, because Dimitri didn't see this spin at all, and it seems like an unbelievable easy error, but either you expect underspin, there's no spin, and then the ball just flies
so
out.
You have to see the moment of impact.
You have to see the moment of impact, and you got to pick up the spin in the service.
That was better. Again, right on the extremities of the bat, the ball hits the rubber. Listen to this, Dima. Not Chayo, but Dima. Oh, wonderful, unbelievable. Now that, turning defense into attack, it was coming. You could tell it was in his brain. He knew he was going to attack that one.
Yeah, and also think at times Dimitri is leaving the table a little bit too easy, and it gives a lot of time to a player like Malin to kind of recover and counter-attack, and it's all about the time. That return I like. That's what I would like to see most of the time. Shorten his forehand, and a lot of tactical elements going on.
9-6. Oh, clever. Really was clever. There was a deception about that was very, very good. It was body movement. The whole thing was, I'm going to fool you here. It's coming now. Look at that. It was a push, wasn't it?
Excellent play there. Actually, it's just pushed the ball slow down to his backhand and then read the other one perfect. So obviously it's not the only team that's studying in the video tapes.
Good stuff. 7-9. Now, hugely important serve. That wrist over. There is a name for that shot, I guess. Flick, I guess. I don't know what.
Flick, yeah, we call it backhand flick, or he just went in with his racket and moved it in position over the table surface.
He tried it a second time, it didn't work. It's 2 game points though. At 10-8, he's got the service here at the moment, and Browser trying to encourage. Got lovely angles on watching these the tenseness of the bench and of the coaches. Again, we're getting intimate with the players, everybody around. It's a really good production. It's loving it. 10-8. 2 game points. Malin. It's a let.
I didn't see the 16 centimeters in that serve, but let's see if the umpires can pick it up.
Came back to him a little bit. Oh, 9-10, 10-9. Hey. You know, I didn't anticipate Ovchaov getting this close, did you?
But he kept his cool here and just keep working, and you see there's a lot of... He's a good thinker of the game. He's a student of the game, and confidence, yeah, maybe an issue at times, but he can play this kind of game, though, and that's a lot of people lose patience with Malin, and they drop too many easy mistakes. This is very tough mentally to play against him, because you need to have the quality in your own service and in returning.
11-9. Still 1 game point. It's a long serve. Does it work? Fantastic. 11-9. The crowd like that one. Marlin raises his right fist to the crowd. He is really delighted with that because it was a high-risk relay. A rally, should I say. Super stuff, wasn't it? What a way to finish a point.
Yeah, he thought he had that one, but don't be too hard on yourself now, Dmitry Ovchaov. You managed to get through the opening game pretty good. There was really never any rallies to build your confidence on, and this is the way it's going to be. You have to beat him and you have to challenge him on his strengths, basically service and returning and keeping the quality up.
11-9 in the first to Marlin of China. And again, the Chinese crowd really appreciating the opportunity to see their favorite sport up close and personal. And there is the president of the IWTF, Adnan Sahara. He has done a wonderful job. I mean, everyone respects how much time and effort and actually strategy he's put in to the whole expansion of table tennis worldwide.
You know, a lot of, you know better than me that a lot of sporting federations, international sporting federations, might have a political battle going on all the time, but Adam, as we call him, obviously the ITF president, has done a wonderful job leading this federation.
Now, is he based in Canada?
He's based actually very close to where I work, as in Ottawa, right. Canada. So we're based at the president's office. So obviously we see him from time to time when he's not flying all around the world and attending meetings and really putting his mark on this sport for sure.
Yeah, he really does get around, and of course with so many, it's not just the senior programs, so many junior programs going as well that they expect him to come and be representative there. It's a very tough program. We're in the second, it's 1-1. Okay, well
done there. He learned a lesson from last time, and he really was sharp in his footwork and stepped in right away, and good sign for him.
Well, it started with that strange service in the center where he's absolutely rock solid down the middle. There's no split on the legs. Ah, now there is. This one. The chop, the axe.
It's also hard to say for a player like Malin motivation. I will come back to that. And I know that he was involved in a few selection matches in China in order to come here, where they used a very open qualification system between their best players. So you see Wang Liquin still in the national team, but not here because he lost one of these deciding matches to achieve the team selection. So
there has been quite an open debate on the whole thing then, in terms of you know, privilege to be here. I mean, I actually was quite surprised to see Marlin, in truth. Oh, good stuff. But delighted nevertheless, I should add as a rejoinder there, because he is such an exciting player. Peculiar style, peculiar to him and Wang Hao maybe, but you know, that Olympic final was something special. Two pen holders there fighting it out. I've forgotten the actual score now. I'm going to find it for us. Where are we? It's the gold medal final. Marlin against Wang Hao, two pen holders. 4-1 was the actual final. 11-9 in the fifth. So, yeah, what a time.
Picked up 3 in a row here now, and I certainly am a strong believer that Dmitry Ovchaov needs this game in order to stay in the match.
Just tell us what Plauser's going to do after this. You said this is sort of his swan song for Germany at the moment.
He's been coached now through, I believe it's 8 or 9 years, or even maybe even longer for the German national team, and of course traveling around with his players all the time. And He's going to Werner Schlager Academy, which is an interesting project that obviously not only bears, not only have Werner Schlager's name, but Werner Schlager, top player from Austria, is heavily involved now in setting up a huge academy that in Vienna that will...
I thought you said in Linz. Oh, it wasn't Linz.
No, it's actually outside Vienna, but then
right.
he will be the director there, and he is of course approaching the end of his playing career and will now focus on setting this project up, which is I believe a 40 million euro project.
Wow.
Of investments from both the cities and obviously private fundings involved. So Vika Prausch will have one of the head coaching positions, and this will be one of the ITTF centers that we will work with. We will send young players there and try to develop them. Fantastic.
Great thoughts, great process, great development. 5-6, and Dimitri comes up with a really great improvisation. That was a super shot, but he did well to find it. Marlin can never be said to keep his emotions to himself. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and just watch the reaction when he gets this one down. Unbelievable shot. Side spin as well as top on that one.
And if I may have an opinion or two,
you can have whatever you like, Mikael. It's
good.
Finals day. We can't get back at you.
No, that's it. You can't. I can't get fired either. So I'll say that I think that Dima is maybe overusing all his various services. It's hard to find a rhythm in your game if you constantly, serve only to score points more or less directly. You gotta sometimes also open up and serve, so you get rhythm in your attacks. Yes, but let's see.
Marlin will serve. He's 7-6. He's got the first game under his belt. Well, he was lucky first time, not so the second. It's 8-6, 6-8. It means a lot to this guy, you can tell. This whole business of the World Team Table Tennis Championships, I said, this fear is a great motivator, but it's more than that. There's the pride element, a huge pride element here.
But Dimitri also, I don't see really why you should play with so much pressure on yourself, and maybe the body language is not to my liking. Playing a lot of head down table tennis is he doesn't get the proper energy, and it's pressure is really not on him, and you got to relax, and that's hard to do as a young player. And at times he can be like that. He can more maybe his own expectations of trying to win and respond to the situation.
Well, you certainly would have heard next to us, CCTV commentator shouting "Howder" immediately, and that means very good. Pressure. Just keeping that pressure on, and that inside out forehand from Dmitry Ovchaov just keeps him in with a little sniff of an opportunity. There's a lot going through that young brain at the moment. 21-year-old. 9 years his senior is Marlin. It's a miss. It's 10-7, and Marlin can make it 2.
You look over to the other court, you see that face there. It's not easy to deal with for a young guy, I can tell you that. And also when you have this racket waving, and you have the brushing of the table, and
there was a door open. Well spotted. Oh, I tell you, these camera guys and the producer, they're right on the button. Thank you for that, guys. Yeah, very good. And I can tell you, in this vast hall, the wind blows. It's not just a light distraction. The wind does blow in here. It's huge. 10-7, 3
Yeah,
game
they're waving
points.
there, brushing some wind to his face.
Good work, Bana. Absolutely, hold out there. It's 11-7, and 2-love to Marlin. And after big disappointment, do you know what? China are winning a match. I never thought I'd be surprised. 11-9, 11-7, it's 2-love Marlin. They love Marlin, the darling Marlin.
And it is hard play to play for a guy like Ovchaov, who can be hard on himself. I think we're seeing that now, and he's really not getting comfortable with exactly what he's doing. He's throwing way too many different services and doesn't get any rhythm, and suddenly the chance appears like it did in the first game, and then you make easily a mistake because you're basically it comes to you and you believe that you have to put it on table.
Okay, they are playing their 5th match now. I've just looked. Hitherto they've never played in a team competition, and from what I see, previous to this, those 4 matches were played to 7, best of 7, and Ovchaov has only had 3 games. So from that perspective, 12 games to our friend Marlin, 3 games to Ovchaov. Where's the situation?
Yeah, and that's it. If you he's absolutely one of the most difficult players in the world to face. So obviously he's feeling that he would like to have that one and really play it, but such a hard player to deal with.
It's 1-1 in the 3rd, but this is do or die. Oh, how on earth did that make the corner? It was way back from the table, and immediately Ovchaov comes up with a really cracking shot. Super stuff. And that's a really good start to this 3rd game. Got it. 2-3, 3-2. And you know, he's really focused. I haven't seen him look this absolutely determined for a long time. You know, many years I've been studying him, and I tell you, that man is absolutely up for this.
Of course, he feels the responsibility also in a team like this. We will see him in the third single, actually another, I'll call it a newcomer, would be one way to say it, but another player who hasn't played in a team final before, and I believe that should Marlin get into trouble here and maybe even lose this match, it would be a bit of a disaster for China. So he's taking for sure the leadership responsibilities to his heart.
What have we got here? We're having a timeout. That's interesting. Who's called it? Oh, okay. All right. Enough said. Ovchaov taking advantage here. He may not get another chance of a timeout. It could be all over in this game. It's 4-3 in favour of Marlin. And Richard Browser, he's actually not even talking, well, he is talking to him now, but he's basically saying, okay, just keep your focus. It's tough though, isn't it? Look at that. Well, he's walking away and he's totally, well, basically distracted by it all.
Way too much head down to my liking, and you know, young player also, you need to learn to be coached, to be coachable actually, because if you have a hard will, and I know that Dimitri actually has that. He's working a lot with his father. He's really into it. He has an idea on what he wants to do, but in cases like this, you may need some quality help, because and you have to be open. You have to receive that. You have to take it, because you will not be able to manage this one without.
I think you'd call it a bête noire, this character. Ma Lin will definitely have so much confidence, having beaten him 4 times previously without really a great response. And here we go, it's 3-6 in the third. He's taken the first 2, so Ma Lin will be leveling things for China. That's better. That's much better. What a change. Change of attitude. He lifted the pace, went for broke, pressure's off. It wasn't a bad, a deeper service. Follows it up with some really powerful forehands. 6-4. The routine, the fanning of the face, the dropping of the ball onto the table, and then the delivery. It's 7-4. Not exactly metronomic, but certainly he's very rhythmical.
Big body, and you know, he didn't get that ball perfectly timed, so.
That is definitely the moment. He knows it. 4-8. And I don't think we're going to get a Ma Lin timeout. I don't think he'll need it. I think he'll just keep that rhythm, keep that pressure. And he'll certainly keep the excitement.
One of the most confident faces in table tennis, I can tell you that.
Well, he slid across that one, missed the table. 5-8. Public need and what the game needs are characters. Ma Lin is a character.
He is a character, and he's a great champion, obviously, and a great innovator of the penholder grip. Fantastic service, fantastic attack over the table, and been so consistent throughout his career.
9-5, 2 points from victory here. Oh yes, that is absolutely, no wonder he's bouncing. That was stunning. What a superb change of angle and emphasis on the table. Wow, that's the penholder's advantage in terms of quickness of change of response. Brilliant stuff. 10-5, match point China, match point Ma Lin. That is it. It's over. Not a great deal of ceremony, but a lot of excitement in this stadium here in Moscow. Dmitry Ovchaov
pumping up the fans as well.
Blown away. 11-9, a good battle in the first, but in the second and third, 11-7, 11-5. It was no contest in the end, and China now come back to level it up at 1-1, and the crowd stand to approve of that. The Russian flag is proud as well, because Ovchaov originally was from Ukraine, and of course there is a relationship in history and heritage. He will speak the Russian language, but I tell you what, it's Chinese that is spoken right here and now, because he spoke volumes for his skill and his level of ability.
And in order for Dmitry really to also become